The Fast and Furious franchise continues with wild stunts, crazy explosions, and storylines that nobody really cares about.
And this time the team goes to space. And yeah, it's as super lame as that sounds.
We'll talk about family and moving forward from your past as we find the good in F9 with Kevin and Milton.
All right, well, welcome back to the Finding Good podcast. My name is Kevin, and this is Milton.
Yes, I am.
Today we are talking about F9, big action movie in the theaters. So this was like one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
Really?
I absolutely loved it. It was It was full of action. Things blew up. If you've watched these episodes, you know that Kevin is happy when there are explosions on camera.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get you to go a little deeper in your movie. Watching explosions are cool. Like I'm not against CGI, buildings falling down and stuff, but I want character development. I want emotion. Okay. I want connection with these people. I want to know what makes them tick. Don't just blow things up just for the sake of blowing things up, which was cool. So I get that, but I need a little bit more from my movies.
So did you get that in F9?
No, I didn't get it at all. I mean,
shocking.
Give me a break. Even when they tried to go deep, it was so shallow. A worm couldn't drown in that much water.
Well, they've got to put some this is F9, which means there have been 8 movies before this.
I can't even remember the other 8.
No,
honestly.
It's kind of like a lot of these franchises. You see the movies because they're great and fun. Yeah. I don't remember what's going on. I think multiple times I leaned over to you and who is this?
Right.
Why do I care?
And it doesn't matter, honestly.
No.
I mean, you're not missing anything from the storyline if you don't recognize a character from a previous film. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Yes. Now, I would say if you don't have time, if you don't have time to see the movie, you can see it. It's actually inside of the entire trailer that they spoiled the entire stupid movie on. Like they gave away everything, man.
Listen, man. You have no right to complain about this at all, okay? Because it's people like you. So I blame you. It's people like you who have been begging, like. We don't want to wait for series to. We want to binge the whole thing. You want everything served to you on a platter. So you want your trailer. You want your trailer to convince you to go to the movie. You can just go to the movie, enjoy it, experience it as it is. Let a little bit of mystery happen. So the movie company gave you what you wanted, and here you are complaining about it. I do not get you at all.
Well, I understand reading kind of like reading the last chapter of a book. You have to know where you're going.
Please tell me that you don't do that.
Like every book that I read.
No, dude, you are just spoiling your life. Your life can be so much better.
I feel like I'm okay with a little bit of hints about where we're going, but you don't need to spoil the whole thing. They're just taking it too far.
You created this dynamic. Right. So all right, well, here's a mirror. Look into it right now.
Jeez. All right, I don't know if I can take credit for this because I don't like it, but
okay. Well,
I'm gonna revolt against the the movement of dropping every single big hint. For example, and we will spoil this movie for you if you haven't seen it.
Be ready.
So make sure you have seen it or you don't care.
And it's not going to matter.
No.
Still go see it.
When Han came out, Han, who has been a character who I think has been dead. I don't know. I don't pay attention.
For 3 movies or something? I don't know.
He came back. That would have been an amazing moment to be surprised about. It's totally in the trailer. Ruined. Yeah. At the very end, when the helicopter and the plane gets destroyed, totally ruined. So I think I'm going to have to rethink this whole read the last chapter of the book thing because they're going too far.
I hope so, because your life will be so much better. Now, you and I don't agree on everything, okay? It's just the way it is, right?
Sure.
But I think we can agree on one thing, okay?
Yeah. I hope you're going to say what I think you're going to say.
Let's never again put Cardi B in a movie. No Cardi B. Give me a break. Now, she's homegirl from New York. I can respect that, but stop.
It was a fantastic movie until Cardi B showed up.
There
was I really feel that the writers should have given her a fantastic death scene.
Oh my God.
There were so many good
deaths. Cardi, if you're watching.
There were so many good character deaths in this movie, and she was there and gone. I'm like, no, we could have killed her off. This would have been a great moment, and you missed it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So we'll agree on no Cardi B's moving forward,
Cardi B.
please.
So there is a common theme woven throughout all of these movies.
Yes.
This one was no exception.
Nope.
Family is everything.
Yeah.
And there's a line in the movie that is whatever is on you is on us.
Right.
Family sticks together. Cousins, second cousins, cousins of cousins, dead cousins. We all come together and we're doing this together.
Yeah. Well, I love the way they reinterpret the word family. You know, for most of us, we understand family is blood, right? Father, mother, children,
brother.
You have your extended
sister,
family, you know. But they take it to another level. Family is really anybody who is in your circle that you care for and is there for you at the worst of times. And I like that because I've never, since I've started working, I've never actually been in a place where I've been that close to actually immediate family that I could call on family to help in certain situations. And I've always had my church family or colleagues or neighbors or things like that, which has been great. It's been great to have those people because you know this. If you have a big enough family, there are people in your family that you're just like, what? They're just crazy, right? And maybe you can't rely on them.
Yeah.
So you do need extra people. And I love the way this movie says, like, we're all family, right? And we're all there to help each other.
They did a good job of giving the new character, Dom's brother, who shows up. Nobody knows he has this brother. They gave him the whole backline and storyline. I did think they did a pretty good job in motivating why he has been estranged and now why he's coming back.
Yeah, and they did it, the pace of telling that story, the flashbacks, I love that they didn't just drop it on us right at the beginning, tell us the whole thing. Like you're intrigued as you're learning who this guy is. You think he's bad, he's evil, but you realize there's a whole reason why this is going on. And I thought it was well done because we are complicated, right? And to just label somebody as like, you're a bad person, you're a good person. Well, let's investigate what's going on. And it's just this secret that he's been holding this whole time that he's actually been protecting his brother from. Gets revealed, and now his brother realized, like, oh man, I've been a jerk this whole time, right?
Yeah. Well, even if you're not intrigued by that storyline, the great thing about these movies is eventually you'll, within like 1 or 2 minutes, you're back in the jungle on a race car trying to drive a car on a rope to go over a canyon. And there was so much. There was so much self-depreciation in this movie that has not been in the other ones. They are now pretty much in on the joke,
right?
That these movies are ridiculous. The characters come away with no scratches, and that was kind of like the running joke throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. And that's cool. I like movies like that kind of wink at the audience and say like, "Hey, we know what this is okay, but we're all having fun doing it, and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay." I think of this theme of family brokenness inside of family, right? And I actually have a member of my family that I'm estranged from right now. Without going into too many details, for many, many years, there was just this distance that was being created that I didn't even understand why it was there. Less phone calls, less seeing each other when I was in town, and I've never been this pushy person, so I never really pushed it. And then I found out years later, my mom told me, here's the reason why this person is upset with you. And I didn't even know, right? And it was something, to me, felt trivial, but to that person was actually, and to this day, I found out about this maybe 10 years ago. Oh, and to this day, I still haven't been able to get that resolved with this person. And one reason, and it may be lack of courage on my part, which is this person never told me what's going on. I found out through the family grapevine, right? So do I take a chance and say, look, I've been told this and then create a strange dynamic for someone else in my family who knew and told me maybe wasn't supposed to. And, so it's just this really complicated thing. And I really wish that we could work things out. And maybe it's going to take exploding cars and a space trip to make it happen.
I hope not. Well, the space trip I do. That would be cool. Yeah. But exploding cars, we don't need those.
But I would love to bring that relationship back together, but I just don't know how, honestly.
Well, I think you do, because you've encouraged me tons of times how. And you just kind of told, I mean, you do it through exploding cars and space trips. There's a lot of conflict and mess to get to that. And I know you're not alone. I certainly can relate to estranged family members. I barely know cousins on either side. And I've got a very small family. Mm-hmm. And I've almost been taught that it's okay to be not okay with your family. That family the family is not defined by brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and grandparents and cousins. Family is defined by your friends and your circle and your immediate household. And it's challenging to think of the amount of relationships you have to maintain and repair and be okay with. Yeah. And sometimes you just got to take a deep breath and go, maybe that relationship isn't meant to be, and pray that they will find that family, if not with you, with someone else. Right. See, Kevin giving Milton advice on the podcast.
Look at that.
It's a new thing.
We're like switching roles right now. Like I feel really weird.
Here's what you need to do, Milton.
Okay, Doc, tell me.
No, I appreciate you telling that story, and because I do feel the pain in that, and hopefully you don't have to go to space to.
I hope not.
To help that.
I hope not. Yeah.
Well, this movie does talk about that family estrangement and just the how to move on, how to come together, how to heal it, and how to move on. There's this big twist at the end of the movie of this family dynamic continuing. And for me, who doesn't care about plot lines, I just kind of watched it and like, great. Yeah. But for you, it was like, wow, this is actually going to be a huge extension and maybe some plot twists of what's going on.
Yeah. So I don't know at the end, are they trying to tell us that Paul Walker is alive? Well, we know the actor isn't alive. So if they're going to bring that back, how are they going to do they have a body double or the other thing I was thought, anyone who's a fan of Lost, the series Lost, maybe they're all dead, and we just don't know it.
I just don't think they're that smart.
Every death scene was the actual death. Like they actually died in space, or they actually died when the car fell over, or when this plane exploded. Like they didn't survive anything.
That never works. Can you imagine watching 10 movies of this and getting into the end?
So I don't know.
I just think it's a ghost car.
It's a ghost car.
Yeah, this is kind of like.
So this is going to go into the mystical kind of.
Yeah, the car is going to become a character in F10.
So Stephen King's gonna direct the next F10.
I mean, if you watch this movie, why not? How can you not go there?
Well, I don't know what else they could do. They might as well bring Stephen King in and possess the car or something.
There it is. Well, hopefully you can go see this movie and enjoy it. We loved it.
So let's leave our listeners with some.
That it's not about you. You're there showing up for them. So it takes listening. It takes apology. It takes all that hard junk that I personally hate doing. Mm-hmm. But that's really the only way forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would add to that, my practical advice would be like, realize that you are the one to get things moving. If you're waiting for someone else in the family to make the first move, you might be waiting forever. So you take the initiative, take the first step, ask for time, ask for forgiveness, and get the process going.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for watching and listening to this episode of the Project Finding Good podcast. We want to know what you want us to be watching and talking about next. Make sure you reply in the comments. And, of course, subscribe, hit that bell. However you can get access to our future episodes. They're coming out every week. And we will talk to you soon.